Hello and welcome to Opportunities for Real Estate Investors. My name is Ginger Faith and I'm here with my sidekick, Gary Masseri. And what we're doing today is we're talking to you about velocity banking. Each week we're bringing you live real estate deals and opportunities, and we're actually posting our live videos on reifortunes.com, so you can go ahead and click there and go back to that if you like. But in the meantime, we have some really exciting information that will help you to pay off your mortgage in record time. If you stay to the end, then we're going to show you our deal of the week, which is really awesome in an area of Silicon Valley, which is absolutely fantastic. So, Gary, let's talk a little bit about how people can pay off their mortgage early and without shelling out extra money from their pocket, doing it using banks' money.
Last podcast we did, I explained to you that velocity banking is very popular in Australia. And most of the people there have their homes paid out right. And they don't use amortized loans, they use credit lines. Now I'm going to go through an illustration here, and we're going to put it on a whiteboard so you can see it, in this podcast. But right now I'm just going to give you a simple one. What is velocity banking? Well, basically velocity banking is using a credit line to pay off your existing mortgage loan. So give you an example. Let's say you go out and you buy an investment property for $250,000. And you put the normal 20% down and you get an interest rate of 3.875. That's what's currently going. And you got mortgage payments around $900 a month. Now, velocity banking is exciting, and here's how it works. I want you to think about going out and getting a credit line for $50,000. Now you bought a home for $250,000. You put 20% down, that's $50,000. You owe $200,000 on the home. How long is it going to take to pay that mortgage off under conventional methods? It's going to take 30 years, right? And you're going to spend a lot of money on interest. How about if we saved you a ton of money on the interest? Actually, we'll save you more money on the interest than the actual loan amount itself. Would that be cool? All right, so let's talk about how we do that. That credit line that you go out through a credit company, you can get for $25,000, $50,000 normally at a credit line. And if you go out to some of the larger banks and have a business account, you can get it up to $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. But let's just take a simple little $50,000 credit line anybody can get. So you get that $50,000 credit line, you buy the home. Immediately within the first week, you take that $50,000 out of that credit line, the whole amount, and you do what? You put it towards the mortgage that you bought. It instantly drops your mortgage down by $50,000, leaving the balance from $200,000 to $150,000 in one payment. Whoop! But now you owe the money, the $50,000 that you owe to the credit line. How do you pay off that credit line, right? Well, here's the magic. I want you to think about this. A credit line today comes with a checkbook and a debit card. That means it acts like a checking account. So what if you combine your loan account with your checking account, Ginger, and this is so cool, and you actually put all your deposits into your credit line and you pay your bills and your emergencies out of your credit line. Everything flows in and out of the credit line. Well, what happens to that $50,000? Let's say that your income each month of cash flow from business and personal, you want to combine it all, you flow it through that credit line, and that's $12,500. Well, your loan immediately reduces itself down to $37,500 because that payment into the credit line, or that deposit into the credit line, acts as a payment. That's the magic. The deposit becomes the payment to the credit line. Now you got to pay your bills, and let's say your overhead's about $7,500 a month. So you pay your bills in the end of the month or during the middle of the month, it doesn't matter. And what happens is that adds to your credit line balance. So basically the net of those two is about $5,000 a month that you're reducing your $50,000 credit line by. So what happens? Well, think about this for a minute. How many months would it take to pay off that credit line if you're reducing it by $5,000 a month? Why, the answer is very simple. It would take 10 months.
Wow.
That's pretty fast, right?
That's crazy.
And then, at the end of that 10 months, now that you replenished your credit line, you take that whole $50,000 again and you apply it to your loan. Okay, that's after 1 year. Now remember, your loan was started out 200,000, right? You made a payment in the first week of 50,000. After the end of 10 months, you make another payment of 50,000. How much do you owe on that loan?
Well, you already gave 20% down,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
then 50, so 100 grand.
100 grand.
Yeah.
You owe. Wait a minute. A year went by and you paid off $100,000 in loan already.
Really?
Yeah. Now you got another year to replenish that credit line. So how many years would it take to pay off your loan? Is that each year you replenished your credit line in 10 months? Take 4 years.
Right.
So your loan is totally paid off in 4 years. Now here's the shocking news. And this is why the banks do not want you to know about this method. I'm serious. They do not like it. They do not want you to know about it. And yet it is so powerful. If you could pay that loan off in 4 years, that means you save 26 months in payments. Do you know that your savings, now I wrote this in a note here, it's $292,000, $484. Did you hear what I just said? You saved $292,000. Now think about this. You paid that loan off in 4 years. Paid your credit line off in 5. Wouldn't it be great if you went out and you bought rental properties because you created that equity and you tapped that equity and you went out and bought more rental properties and you repeated that process again and again and again? That means your cash flows go up, up, up. And as your cash flows go up, you accelerate the payoff of that credit line that you're applying that total credit line to your conventional loan. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, you're paying your rental properties off in like 3, 2, and 1 year as you grow your base for real estate. So what a great thing that would be to own real estate that gives you cash flow and at the same time you own it debt free. How many people would want to know how to do this without costing you any money? You're not going to pay me. You're not going to pay the bank. You're taking the same money that the bank has been using, it's bank's money, and you're applying it to your mortgage payment, and you're saving thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars of interest. Ginger, I don't know what to say. I do this, Ginger does this, and the people that I have taught for years do this. And I get more people thanking me. Gary, I don't know what I would have done. You helped me pay $1 million loan off in 5 years. Thank you, Gary. I get Facebook comments all the time about it from clients that I helped 10, 15 years ago. So with that being said, I want you to tell these people about all the real estate that we've been looking at and how exciting it is. In fact, we're going to be making an offer on a property today. And you have an opportunity to invest in this property if you'd like to. But tell them about the properties we've been looking at, what's going on in the market.
Well, across the country, the market is extremely hot, and it's certainly no exception here in Silicon Valley. So in between servicing my buyers and sellers, we squeeze in some time to look at opportunities to invest. We've got an amazing team of contractors and builders and developers who are really skilled at the scope of work aspects of flipping properties, renovating properties, and beautifying properties. And we also have realtors that we work with across the Bay Area. So if you happen to be a realtor who really knows construction and you see crappy properties that need TLC, feel free to reach out to us. And this one brilliant lady in another area, not really my territory, of Silicon Valley came to us with a couple of really, really beautiful deals yesterday. And we went out and we took a look. We had a contractor with us. So the basic components, if you're not familiar with flipping properties or renovating properties, is what's the current value as is, what's the SOW or scope of work, and what is the ARV after repair value. Well, these particular properties were in a just absolutely primo area, right next to some of the big tech giants, right in the heart of Silicon Valley. And there were sweet little tree-lined streets, and I did videos of both of them, and we picked one that we wanted to make an offer on, right near downtown, within walking distance. Both of them were downtown. The first property was really interesting, and I'll post a video of it. And this property was old but not really charming. It was kind of unremarkable for an old building. Some old buildings like Victorians are absolutely amazing, or some really nice craftsmen. This home that we're in right now is a craftsman, and it's old and charming. Well, this was old and not charming. So it could
Need a lot of work, that's for sure.
it definitely needed a facelift. There was literally nothing we could preserve in this that would be cool or hip or beautiful or charming. It really needed a gut job. It was in decent shape. In other words, the walls weren't falling down, and it wasn't a hoarder house, but it was in need of for that area, which is so primo, it really needed an upgrade. And truth be told, it's going to sell for a lot of money, even in its present condition, which was kind of crappy. But the second property we were very intrigued by for various reasons. Gary will tell you a little bit more about that. Slightly better neighborhood, but it was basically purchased a couple of months ago by a developer. He gutted it, so all we saw was studs and some electric wires, some plumbing. It was a nice house a couple months ago, but this area, nice isn't good enough in this area. People want everything top of the line, and so he gutted it and then found a bigger fish. So he's going to sell this, and this one already had the permits pulled.
Yep.
So time is money.
Yep.
Time is money. So we did another video walkthrough. We're looking. We made an offer. We'll see if it's off market. Again, we had a realtor friend whose husband is a developer and a contractor who's currently building two 5,400 square foot homes simultaneously, and he didn't have the bandwidth for it, so she came over to us and offered this opportunity. So we'll see if we get it by the end of the day. But Gary, if you can tell us more, that's a little bit about the background of the properties, and can tell us a little bit about the numbers.
Okay, thanks, Ginger. You know, I'm so sure we're going to get the property. First of all, it's off market, so nobody else is competing. We're not competing for it, which I like. I'm so confident. I've already started ordering the the appliances because the lead times are so long. It's like 90 days to get top-end appliances. But let me tell you what's going on in the market. The market is extremely hot in this area. Now, we don't disclose the area because, again, we want to keep that to these deals flowing through our company so our investors could take advantage of these opportunities. So the market has just really surged up because people are, I think, are fear of interest rates going down, but people from out of state are buying these properties. And, a lot of people are exiting California, but the truth is a lot of people are coming in, especially in the tech industry. So it created kind of like an avalanche of buyers going after these properties, and the prices went from $1,100 per square foot sold up to about $1,200, and now they're even at $1,300
in about a year.
Yeah, right.
One year.
Yeah, and it went from $1,100. Well, it went from $1,100 in $1,200 in October, and now it's at $1,300. The newer ones, right? Yeah, that's pretty fast. So what, 4 or 5 months?
Super heated.
Yeah, super heated up. So we're very fortunate that we have a team of realtors that work with us, and we get these off-market opportunities. I'm going to hold my whiteboard up, and I am hoping that you can see this, okay? And let's see if I can get this to work for you.
Backwards, Gary.
It's going to be backwards?
Backwards. We'll see.
Oh my God. Well,
we'll try.
All right, let me
We'll try it backwards. Otherwise, we'll do B-roll.
Okay, let's see.
See if you can read backwards. See how
See if I can read backwards. Let me just read it to you, okay? I tried to get this whiteboard so we can show that. I didn't realize you're going to see it backwards. Okay.
Not sure.
Well, first of all, we'll put that on a little flashcard for you and do a screen share so you'd have it. Anyway, we determined that based on the comparables, which we do an extensive analysis, looking at a lot of homes, knowing the area very, very well, the after repair value, that's what we're going to sell it for, is $3,850,000 is our estimate. Now, the repair cost on the property, we do a 5-page extensive repair cost, line item by line item, is $728,091. We're going to buy the property for $2,100,000. Financing on that property is going to cost us about $225,000. We're looking at a 6 to 9 month, in and out type of project. $225,700. Anyway, just to let you know, our investors make that we'll round it off, $226,000. So the investors that invest with us, that's their little gold, pot of gold there. Holding costs about $43,000, buying cost $12,000, selling cost $289,000, and $100,000 of that goes to our realtor. So realtors out there, working with us, bringing us deals is a real jackpot for you guys, especially in our area. Now our estimated profit, now again, our area is a little different. It's a lot of high end. So if you're watching this video and you're in Texas and it's the same principle, but your homes may be a little bit different here, obviously. Our estimated profit on this is $451,000, and our return on the investment, ROI, is at 13%. So these type of deals are available to us in our area. We're very fortunate to be in this affluent area where we can make this kind of money. But we have these deals that we look at, on a weekly basis, and we're going to bring them to you. And now we're looking for more investors to invest with us, to share in these profits and make some pretty good returns, so we can do more projects than what we're doing right now. So with that being said, Ginger, I appreciate the time.
Thanks, Gary. A couple of things I want to note on this property. Gary's telling us the ARV, the after repair value, about 3.85, and that's some big numbers, and that requires the primo finishing touches on this.
Yes.
Right. So there are homes going for 3.1, 3.2, but our numbers wouldn't cut it at that. So we're looking at the comparables that are. So a couple of things we've noticed. One of them is that we're maximizing the square footage. It also has to have massive curb appeal. And right now, there's some of the design things that are really popular in that area, that you have to have Viking and Wolf stoves. You've got to have the brass, the farmhouse, the Joanna Gaines stuff is really popular in there and flying off the shelf. So we're really paying attention to design trends in that area and what these high-tech buyers are looking for specifically. And we'll be fashioning this home again as to what these buyers are interested in and what they're looking for in order to get top dollar.
Yeah, if you want to make a lot of money on these homes, you got to spend a lot of money. It's not normal flip is you go and buy the cheapest thing you can get, make it look pretty, paint and so on. That's not what this is. We're actually taking a home from 1,700 square feet and turning it into a 3,100 square foot luxury home. So that requires a lot of quality materials and quality workmanship. The workmanship, these buyers are astute. They know that workmanship is there. So if you would like to, get the particulars on this, we do what we call a deal analyzer, a 5-page cost estimate, and we send you the comparables. And we do have an opening for one spot on this home, right? And it'll fill up fast, to be honest with you. But we'll send you the package out. And then again, we're looking at another property that has the same profiling, in the same area, similar area, that we're going to be sending out for next week. And that's wide open. We only take 3 investors per home. So if you're interested in investing with us, why simply go to our website. There's a appointment schedule on that website for both Ginger and I. We both carry the same information. Talking to Ginger, you're talking to me, talking to me, you're talking to her anyway. So you go ahead and make an appointment, and then we call it a Q&A session because it's free, and we'll let you know all the particulars in this property and send you out our pro forma package so you can look at it and see if you want to get on our list this time or maybe even in the future. So we'll work with you and then as well. So again, reifortunes.com, make an appointment, making a schedule. And the last thing I want to say to you is that watch our video on Velocity Banking. It has 65, 70,000 views, and you can find it right on the homepage. It takes about 25, 35-minute video. I forgot, did it a couple years ago. But you can watch that 2 or 3 times, and you'll really understand the power of that. And if you understand the power of Velocity Banking, your financial, I'm telling you, if you're struggling financially, it's over. Okay, it's over. If you understand this principle of how you can own properties debt-free and increase your cash flows and retire, in a short period of time with these strategies. So that's all I have for today. So Ginger, what do you want to say?
Gary. Thank you, Gary. So if you've enjoyed this content, please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell. You'll be notified when new quality content comes out every week. And with that, signing off, Ginger Faith from REI Fortunes with Gary Messeri, my sidekick. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Happy investing. Bye.
Bye.